Welcome to BitBoy Crypto. The best way is if you became a millionaire, would you keep working? You know, I want to tell you guys something. What's going on right now is California's trying to figure out about crypto. My name is Ben. We're talking balls.
Oh, welcome to the most volatile day in crypto in all of 22, and it's been a crazy year. I know, we were joking about, slow news, and wow, this all broke minutes before we went live, so we're going to be covering the story as it's happening. First off, welcome. How are we all doing? Hope you're having a great day. TJ, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm definitely awake, that's for sure. We got a lot going on. Somebody said it earlier in the chat, like, you can't make this stuff up if it was an HBO special or anything like that. I mean, the drama is out today.
Yeah, we keep joking how there's going to be movies made about all this. It's like things like this, definitely we're going to have a social network. This is going to be like an Aaron Sorkin film. This isn't even going to be like a straight to Amazon Prime Video. This is going to be a major film. Maybe Leo DiCaprio can play somebody. I don't know. Who is the best actor for a young Sam?
A young Sam. I don't know. Maybe I could see Jonah Hill doing it pretty good justice, maybe.
That would be kind of good. Yeah, I would actually, I'd pay good
Like
money to see
skinny,
that one.
skinny Jonah Hill.
Skinny Jonah. Some say he's not funny when he's skinny, but I think it's all in here though. So
Yeah.
I disagree with that. Well, let's just get right into what had happened. I'm gonna show first. Should we do CZ? No, we should probably lead with Sam's tweets, huh? All right. So this is the big news. Obviously, there's this is breaking. This literally happened minutes before we went live. First tweet from SBF. Hey y'all. I have a few announcements to make. Things have come full circle, and FTX.com's first and last investors are the same. We have come to an agreement on a strategic transaction with Binance for FTX, pending due diligence, etc. Then we go here. If you're wondering why we're doing screenshots, you can probably maybe do the math on why that is. All right, second tweet. Our teams are working on clearing out the withdrawal backlog as is. Of course, I woke up this morning. TJ, you probably saw the same. FTX had halted withdrawals. What were your thoughts? At first, I didn't believe it.
Yeah,
I saw that it was true.
I wanted to confirm. Yeah, it was based on some on-chain stuff. I'm not sure how long the withdrawals were actually paused. I did see people were saying very quickly they did get going again. Obviously, this is for large FTX, not FTX US. They're saying the guy from Superbad or with the curly hair would be a good.
Yeah, that's true. I want to see TJ played by Matthew McConaughey. You know who plays me is the guy in Robot. What's it, Mr. Robot?
Yeah,
I kind of favor that guy.
huh,
I
I can see that. Yeah,
played by that guy. All right, second tweet. So this is the backlog he's talking about. We're working on clearing out the withdrawal backlog as is. This will clear out liquidity crunches. All assets covered 1-to-1 ratio. This is one of the main reasons we've asked Binance to come in. It may take a bit to settle, etc. We apologize, but the important thing is that customers are protected. A huge thank you to CZ, Binance, and all of our supporters. This is a user-centric development that benefits the entire industry. CZ has done and will continue to do so an incredible job of building out the global crypto ecosystem and creating a freer economic world. I know that there have been rumors and media of conflict between our two exchanges. However, Binance has shown time and time again that they are committed to a more decentralized global economy. And then CZ confirming the rumors this afternoon. FTX asked for our help. This is a significant liquidity crunch to protect users. A non-binding LOI intending to fully acquire FTX. Again, intending to fully acquire FTX and help cover the liquidity crunch. We'll be conducting full due diligence in the coming days. I did not have this on my bingo card.
Yeah, I was talking to Ben right before the show. He said the same thing word for word. He's like, wow, that was definitely not on the bingo card. I mean, we knew there was a lot going on between CZ and SBF, things that have been going on for years, obviously. We were talking about yesterday on the Basement Show. I didn't realize CZ, kind of he alluded to it at the beginning. Sam did that. Binance was one of the first investors in FTX and kind of helped them get off the ground and, kind of help them see that very, very quick growth that they have over these last few years. But it looked like there was a lot more going on than everybody was alluding to with those first few tweets with FTT and this liquidity crunch. I mean, it's baffling to think. I mean, everybody wanted to say, like, yeah, no, there's no liquidity crunch. But, if there is a 1% chance, you should go ahead and get your stuff off. But looks like it might have been more serious than people realized.
Yeah, and this just came out 29 minutes ago. He tweeted this out. It's already 16,000 retweets, 28,000 likes there. This
Stay Seifu. For those of you who don't know, Seifu comes from the Seifu fund at Binance, where originally a typo back in the day when he was saying funds are safe. He accidentally put Seifu in a quick tweet. Shout out to CZ always being transparent and honest and real time on Twitter with things that are going on. So
yeah, and it's it's I don't want to say it's surprising. Someone was saying there's a new king in crypto. I've always considered CZ as kind of king, end all be all. I mean,
he's
Binance is where it's at when it comes
he's
to volume.
definitely the gorilla in the room. He's just been quiet for a little while, and he just showed everybody why he is the force that he is.
Yeah, it's like American Gangster, where they say weakness is loud.
Yeah,
and he's the quiet gorilla, just kind of chilling. He doesn't have to go around sniffing butts. He's the power. He's just all that power in just one finger right there. All right, let's start the show as normal. Make sure you're subbed and make sure you like that. Hit that like button. Hit that like button. Today is a crazy day in crypto, so hit that like button. Let's really get this out there. Why? A bull market. I don't know when it's going to happen, but it's around the corner.
Today's a huge
day. Get
day.
your people on the board, on the train early, and let's see if we can get a little pump leading up to Thanksgiving, so we're not embarrassed come that Thursday where we're asking to pass the gravy. They don't throw hot green bean casserole at our face and say, "You told me to buy."
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Uncle. I'm sorry. All right, we go for DZ.ETH. You can catch me at DZ_BTC. I do want to say I've been having fun. Do Kwon immediately retweeted a bending the knee meme.
Wow.
And so Do Kwon out there. This was my Do Kwon tweet. Let's see. I have to click here. I tweeted this out yesterday. This is when they were fighting. Crypto billionaires fighting amongst themselves all over Twitter.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Do Kwon, he's just chilling. He's just chilling, tweeting on a beach probably. If we go to my Twitter, though, I do want to share some about the JPEG Junkies. Huge announcement. We just did this. Slabs utility rolling out sooner than expected. We're going to be doing some cool stuff. If you fill out this order form, you can order a physical. You remember Jake Paul has the Charizard and like the little plastic PSA thing.
Mm-hmm.
You can get your JPEG Junkie in one of those. It's 95 ADA. That's like nothing. It's like $35 or something. And you get a digital for free. You don't have to do anything. It's just going to land there. But also, we're giving back all November royalties back to the JPEG Junkie holders. All you have to do is just sit back and chill, and we're going to airdrop you C3 tokens. So
nice.
We're looking forward. All the 100% of the royalties we make in November going back to you if you hold a JPEG Junkie. So might want to jump on that. Speaking of jumping on, make sure you jump up on this order form and pre-order this book. I think we have a really good chance with everything that's going on, and Ben trending on Twitter like 3 days straight. I think we can hit top 10 New York Times bestseller list. Now, you know how that's like kind of curated.
Yeah.
We're going to have to go really hard if we're going to make that list. So we have to sell double what a competitor might have to sell for us to get there. So we really hope the BitSquad helps us and get that book on the top 10.
Well, what better Christmas gift? You pre-order it now, you could put it in a stocking stuffer, put a little note in there or something, and then give them the gift of crypto and digital freedom.
I can't really think of many gifts that would be better, but if I did have to say one, I would say this merch is pretty attractive.
Hey.
If you are going to give out some gifts this season, maybe check out some of this Thanksgiving CZ slicing turkey and SPF at the kids table. Come on, you didn't have to do them. I didn't know where that was going to go. I just started reading it because that was cold. That was cold. But he does have the haircut.
Cold turkey.
That's probably where you're going to want to send him anyways. All right, let's go check out the crypto market. We have been pumping after the tweet 29 minutes ago.
It's been a roller coaster.
It has been a roller coaster. I was in a short. I'll get more into that later. We have Frankie back though, right?
Yes, we will.
All right. We have Frankie. We're gonna have him jumping on in a second. But we look at the ETH gas. It is up to 31. Is 50% higher than it was yesterday. So we were like, hey, I got to start making some moves. Some of that FTT moving around. Bitcoin dominance at 38.6. ETH at 18.3. Basically, similar to what it was yesterday. We see the markets though. A little bit of reaction. The story is in the 1 hour chart. Look at that BNB pump of the past hour. Congrats if you opened a long on that. You're printing money on that long right there. Don't be afraid to take profits though. But the 1 hour, 20% there. Ethereum 8%, Bitcoin 6%, Doge
26% on FTT.
Yeah,
keep going.
Yeah, FTT is around 25 usually, but now it's been beaten down, so it's going to be a little bit lower, all the way down to 30. Woo! Look at that pump up there, 26%. Hopefully the whales aren't playing too many whale games out there, because I hate seeing the minnows get crushed on some news like that.
I don't know. I don't think there's any more bigger whale games than CZ taking over FTX from SBF. That's like the definition of whale games in the minnows.
Yeah, that's Godzilla and this will Gojira,
Yeah.
Mothra. Now here's a question: what is CZ is like Godzilla, right? He's Gojira.
Sure.
So what is Sam Bankman-Fried? Is he King Kong? He has long hair. Is he a Mothra?
I don't know.
I can kind of see him, like flopping around. I don't know. We let us know in the comments what
he doesn't
what
strike me as
monster.
he doesn't strike me as a King Kong. I don't know. He just doesn't. That doesn't land.
This was the short I was in. Frank, he can make fun of me. I was so good in profit. I was like, oh my god, I rode this thing beautifully. I jumped in. I think it confirmed right around here. So I opened a short. Oh man, I'm doing good. Went to sleep. Hey, I'm still in profit. I'm looking good. I was actually walking around the office bragging about it, and then it went firmly in the negative after that pump there. So Frank, can you help us decipher what is going on with these markets, man? I mean, things are moving all over the place. Do you have a trade actively open?
Let's go. And hey, Dizzy, don't feel bad about it. You cannot win them all. Trust me, I know that for a fact. Yes, I am actually just closed out my ETH short not too long ago, right before the pump. So, and I will show you guys what made me take the last profits on my ETH short, because it was pretty clear. A lot of people, it's funny. I'm in a lot of trading groups in my own trading Discord. A lot of people saying, this stuff comes out with CZ acquiring FTX, and it kind of takes away, that bad news about FTX, and that's what caused the pump. And I'm just over here staring at the charts and be like, it kind of looked like it was written on the wall on the charts. So I'm going to show you guys kind of what I was seeing here that kind of foreshadowed this little pump. And we were actually looking at some of these signals yesterday in my Discord. So let's go ahead and jump into TradingView. Let me just do a quick little refresh here and make sure that we are on the updated levels here. Now, yesterday in the Discord, guys, if we come on over to Bitcoin, now, basically what I was saying in my Discord was I am still leaning somewhat bearish. And the main reason for that is because we have been looking at and it is funny, too, because we got this big dump, right? And now that we're pumping back up, it's almost like I forgot about the dump, right? I'm just like, wow, I forgot that there was a big dump. But the main reason that I was leaning bearish, and this I kind of was talking about, shout out to Crypto Crow, says, I made fat profit last night on a short, re-entered, and negative $600 so far. Lol. Only 3x, though. Crypto Crow with the 3x. I love it. I very rarely go over 3x. Shout out to Crypto Crow. With the check mark, too. But that main bearish signal, guys, that I was looking at in my Discord, and over the past, last Friday, we were looking at this as well, looking at the bearish divergences forming on the daily timeframes, not only for Bitcoin, but also for Ethereum. You see you have your high and your lower high here. We talk about this all the time with your price making a high and a higher high. And when you have this pop up on a time frame like the daily, it is typically very, very strong, and you typically do see a big move to the downside. So we've been looking at this since about Thursday or Friday last week, kind of waiting for it to play out. And then last night, we actually started to see some bullish divergence forming here on the 2-hour. Now, obviously, this wave did come down and make a lower low from this low. So it got invalidated, but it did look like it was about to form on a lot of these lower time frames. And I was saying, hey, guys, still leaning pretty bearish based off of the daily bearish divergences on Bitcoin and Ethereum. However, in the short term, these bull divs do look like they want to print and confirm here. If they do, we could get a short-term bounce before some continued downside. However, it wound up the bullish divergences never confirmed. They were printing, but they actually disappeared, did not confirm. We got that big dump down. But then this morning, as I'm looking at the charts here, as we come down to this key level, right, we have this local golden pocket as well as our point of control of the macro range, this range we've been trading in for a long time now. As we came down to these levels, we put in a low and then a lower low. You know where this is going. And then we have a low and a higher low here, putting in this bullish divergence on the 1 hour. And this is where I started to eye this up. And I'm like, that's key support. This is a bullish divergence. Not only do we have it on the 1 hour, but we also had it here on the 30-minute. You can see same thing, lower low, higher low. And this is where I was like, you know what, let me take some more profits on my ETH short here, especially because we are still in the FEMEX trading competition. Don't want any red trades. So I locked in those profits. Moved my stop loss, and then got stopped out in profit as we absolutely exploded. But people say this happened based off of this tweet from SBF. I'm just saying it's kind of weird how, you know, as this all happened, we just happened to put a bullish divergence in on the 1 hour and the 30-minute with money flow coming up on the 15-minute and the 4 hour printing a green dot. It's just so weird how all this stuff lines up. But with that being said, I just want to give you guys some levels to watch here. Now, let's go down to, let's look at the 1 hour here. Now, if we just zoom out a little bit here, our major levels are going to be, right, our macro range with our value area high at 21,708, which we did not make it up to. We came just shy of it. But major level to the downside is going to be this point of control coming in at 19,128. And this was kind of the level. I mean, it's kind of past this point now, but, you know, if we were able to hold this level, I would expect a move to the upside. And we did put those bullish divs in and got that move to the upside. Now, if we can flip, if we can hold above 20K at this point, maybe we come up, right, and we start to cool off. If we can hold above this 20K level, maybe we cool off, bullishly retest here. Maybe we could see continued upside because we do have a 4 hour green dot printing right now with money flow on those lower time frames coming up, which could indicate a bigger move to the upside. However, I would be very careful. Not saying we can't continue up here, but you don't want to FOMO into a long trade on top of all these huge green candles. So if anything, you know, we do have this local golden pocket, which I was looking for a rejection off of, but we just absolutely smashed through it, right through that 786 as well. So it is looking strong. But I would look for, you know, as you see your 15-minute VWAP cooling off here, I would expect a little bit of a cool off here. And if we can come down and hold above this 20K level, this white line, if we come down there and we are things still are looking bullish on a technical level, I would expect somewhat of a move to the upside or a continued move to the upside. Now coming over to the DXY, look at that thing. Absolutely dumped. This is the 15-minute, so nothing too crazy, but you have your money flow coming out on your 15-minute and then your hourly time frame starting to print those red dots like the 3 hour, the 4 hour, printing those red dots with let's just zoom in here a little bit. Yeah, you have your red dot here confirmed on your 4 hour and then printing on your 3 hour. Again, with that money flow coming out. So maybe we could continue to see the DXY come down a little bit here. But we have actually lost this little upward trending channel that we've been in. Completely lost this level here. So that would be a good sign for Bitcoin. But if we do get a bounce, I would look for a bearish rejection off of this level at 110.24. And yeah, so as far as that goes, guys, those are the levels to watch. Be smart out there. Use your stop losses. And if you're not in the free Discord, guys, get in there so you know what levels to be watching so you can be ready for these moves before they happen. That's all I got.
Where's the best place for them to find that link?
Yes, if you want to join the Discord, you could go to my YouTube channel, Frankie Candles. Any video, any live stream that you click on, check the link in the description. It's there. It's plastered everywhere. So yeah, easiest way to go to the channel and check any of the video descriptions. It's a good time. So come check us out. Going live at 5:45 p.m. tonight.
Why not 5:30?
Oh, actually, yeah. Actually, new thing that we're doing is because we're doing the YouTube raids, I do put my waiting room up a little bit early just for anyone who watches and is kind of confused why my waiting room runs so long. We still go live at 5:45, but maybe we will move it up with the raids. With the raids, it might make sense to start a little bit early. We actually have been doing that, just jumping on a little bit earlier. But 5:45 is the time, but maybe start going live at 5:30. That's all I got. Back to DZ. Bing bong. Not CZ. DZ.
For reference, another idea I had 6 months ago that we might implement. It's you going live at 5:30. I've been trying. You know, with the FTX withdrawal fiasco, you know, they did pause that real quick. I do want to say next 2 days, you get 10% off Ledger. We have a link. You can check it on our website as well. And we're putting it in the chat. There's a lot of panic. Not your keys, not your crypto. And so maybe just use that as a lesson. Sure, it didn't end up like Celsius this time. You know, what about the next exchange that there's rumors of insolvency? Just be careful out
Yeah.
there. We want you to protect your crypto.
Absolutely. I would have thought this wasn't that close to being insolvent. You know, I am pretty surprised. This was, like we said at the top of the show, a twist we didn't really see coming. So I would have thought FTX, you know, they definitely positioned themselves as one of the ones that had a huge balance sheet and there was nothing to worry about. But clearly.
So CZ, the new boss, does that mean DZ is
Uh-oh.
next in line? No, unfortunately.
Hey,
I
good-
wish. No, I don't even have a Lambo. I don't even have, like, you know, if you saw my car and how beat up it is, I got hit in the front, I got hit in the back. You know what I did with the money that I received? I bought more crypto. Okay, I didn't fix my car. I'm driving around. It looks like a clunker out there because, you know, believe it or not, I believe in these stupid JPEGs and stupid internet magical money.
Well,
But
it sounds like then DZ might be CZ in like 4 or 5 years.
we have the same haircut.
Hey, there you
There's
go.
That CZ, that nice
There-
crisp CZ. I feel like in NFT and Web3 in general, you have the CZ haircut or you have the SBF haircut,
Yeah.
or you have the mixture where it's like the Mason,
Mhm.
where it's CZ on the sides,
Yeah.
SBF on the top.
Yeah, there you go. That's pretty
So
good.
there's only like a combination of those two haircuts in all of Web3.
They,
you
reckon,
know,
they
maybe hit that,
represent
like-
both sides. Yeah.
Let's bring back the mullet. You know, let's bring back the rat tail. You know, I was talking about cholo bangs. I might do cholo bangs. I don't know. You
No,
know,
I
I
don't
could pull it off, maybe. Probably not.
I don't know if
all
we're
right.
allowed to say that.
Ooh, Arcane Bear has egg on his face after video yesterday. We'll have to check that out. He's usually on point with his predictions. So, all right, here's how the U.S. midterm elections will impact the state of crypto. There are a lot of pro and anti-crypto people on the ballot. They are held every 2 years for the House of Representatives and the Senate. And since these are law-making bodies, crypto legislation is a crucial waitlist for the midterm. This is from Bloomberg. Based on pollster numbers, the Republicans that could gain a majority in both the houses, with Biden leading for at least 2 more years, the government and Congress could remain partisan on virtual asset legislation. Basically, we could have a split government. House Agriculture Committee Chairman Mike Conaway expressed optimism that talks won't be derailed, even if there is a divided government in the coming year. Crypto companies and their staff contributed $73 million to 22 elections, which is up from the 13 in the 2020 cycle. I don't know if that is correct because I think SBF just gave a lot. I would say a more fair comparison would be 2018 midterms. Additionally, the industry spent more in lobbying in the first 9 months of this year than it did in the preceding 8 years. Political action groups have also been a voice in this election. While many have emerged to support pro-crypto candidates, only a few have already participated in the primaries. Additionally, they have been distributed relatively equitably, and crypto and stablecoin regulation are expected to be finalized by the first half of next year. Patrick Mahenry from North Carolina, member of the House Financial Services Committee, is optimistic that stablecoin legislation will soon be passed. I think he's more on our side than like the big bank side. So we would like to see, good legislation. I know Peter Thiel, a lot of Thiel people were, I think that big race in Arizona. It's an astronaut, basically they're framing it as astronaut versus crypto, bro. I think, people are a little bit bigger than the labels that we try to put on a politician, so we'll see how that goes. But there are some very, very pro crypto people on the ballot box this year. So we shall see.
Well, and the good thing, I think this is what I'm noticing in a positive development is it seems like we're seeing pro crypto candidates on both sides of the aisle, which is what we want to see. We don't want to see crypto, digital assets, and kind of the future of finance to become a battleground between the two parties. We just need to see favorable litigation or legislation across the board.
Our clickbait is next. Oh, I mean, our clickbait wasn't even probably real enough. It should have been crazier.
Yeah, actually, I had to edit it right before, it said, is this the end for FTX? And right before we went live, I said, well, I guess I can drop the is this. It clearly is the end.
Yeah. All right. But, CZ, the pump is saving us. But, it could be much, much worse and, could reverse, on a dime. So just be careful out there.
This question in the chat here from Bitfrog is SBF's build done now that FTX is going to be bought by Binance? Not necessarily. There's all sorts of other ramifications that have come from this. The Voyager deal, obviously, still very much up in the air right now. That would be kind of the first thing on my mind is, are they still going to go through with that? Obviously, FTX was supposed to be acquiring Voyager, so now is Binance going to be acquiring both?
Yeah.
There's a lot to still, keywords in both of those tweets was due diligence. A lot of due diligence that's still going to have to be done before all this gets executed. We saw how long it took with Twitter and Elon. So it'll give us something to talk about, I think, for a few days here.
Yeah, we'll go as long as the Ripple case versus the SEC,
No.
but it won't go as long as Mt. Gox claiming process, but it's going to be a while for us. We will be talking about this. All right, Elon Musk tells his 114 million Twitter followers to vote for Republicans.
Oh, wow.
And how this affects crypto. I saw that tweet too. The CEO and now Twitter big boss recently accused Joe Biden of spewing lies across the world through his acquisition of the social media platform. On the eve of the midterms, the tech billionaire told independent-minded voters to vote for Republican Congress, adding to the woes of Democrats who are predicted to lose the upcoming poll activity. But the self-proclaimed Doge father said he has reasons for abandoning the support he used to have for the Democrats. For what it's worth, he says he's been very vocal, admitting that he's voted for Democrats but now that they have been filled with division and hate, he can no longer support them. What's actually kind of missed in this is he has never voted for a Republican in his entire life. He said he's voted Democrat literally every single election, and this is the first time that he's voting contrary to that. And one of the reasons he's saying, with the Democrat in the White House, it's just more things can get done, or maybe more of a populist movement can be made with houses being split, or with the branches being split there. So we'll see how that goes. I'm kind of in a similar boat. I don't really talk about my politics in the past. I didn't vote 2020. Not voting this year. It's the first time I haven't voted since I was 18 years old, really. And I've voted the same party my entire adult life. Every single vote has been for one side, and now I'm thinking about switching. It's just my 2 cents. I don't feel like my viewpoints have changed. I just feel like the people I used to vote for, their viewpoints have changed. And I've been pretty clear about, I'm like a old school ACLU, free speech absolutist, where Jewish lawyers would defend a Nazi's right to hold a parade in the town because free speech is that important. So I'm like old school. I'm old school. And women shouldn't be allowed to drive or vote either. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Obviously, we're joking. All right, crypto TC influence spending levels off after massive boom year. Crypto's footprint in Washington has been on the rise for years, but 1 year on from the infrastructure fight that brought massive industry attention and lobby funds to the Capitol, the industry's influence spending is showing its first signs of flagging. Analysts of the most recently quarterly lobbying findings show a slight dip of 1% in the second quarter of this year to 7.3 in the most recent quarter. So it looks like maybe curtailing spending a little bit, but I would say this is more in maybe the lead up to an election, because you want to deploy capital quickly to get these commercials out, to get the legal everything up and up. So if you want to air a commercial in October, yeah, you're probably raising money in June. So I wouldn't worry about that too much. I think zoom out is going to be up and to the right. Banks, pharmaceuticals, and what's the other big thing? It's banks, pharmaceuticals. There's one other, I think, telecommunications. They lobby, military industrial complex. They lobby huge, massive amounts of money to these politicians. And I think crypto will be on parity with finance one day, on parity with military industrial complex. Probably not. I think that's maybe too entrenched, unfortunately. Eisenhower was right. Bitcoin balance on FTX exchange goes negative. CoinGlass. Okay, FTX exchange. Ooh, that is not good. The Bitcoin balance is now negative, only 200 Bitcoin after 20,000 Bitcoin left the exchange in the past 24 hours.
This is a lot of the stuff that was going on, obviously, last night and this morning that led up to the announcement by SBF and CZ this morning. A lot of fear, a lot of major withdrawals from the platform, as well as selling pressure on a lot of their major liquidity providers. So, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you have, it's like a bank, fractional reserve. They're not doing, 0% or 1%, but, they obviously, their customers said they had 10 Bitcoin. They only had 9. And so, I mean, this is clearly what happened here. So not your keys, not your crypto. Get a wallet. The next lowest is Polynex at 127, while exchanges Coinbase Pro and Binance, they each have 500,000 Bitcoin. So Binance and Coinbase, they're looking pretty okay here. This is interesting, though. I think this is more of a story. Binance, 500,000 Bitcoin. FTX leading up to this. Now, I don't know what it was last week, but leading up to this, only 20,000 compared to their 500,000 there. So huge difference. It's a factor of 50. So
Big
it's 50x.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it was the other day they were talking about having, you know, $1 billion fund to cover different things as like security. FTX was, and then not long after that information came out, so that's when CZ tweeted like, "Yeah, we have 8 billion just in Ethereum, just in 2 cold wallets." So you know, it was just I was just like, cool flex. Like I don't know why you're telling us this, but you know, nice. You
Yeah,
know?
it's like Richard Hart says, you don't tell people where you have crypto or how much crypto you have.
Yeah.
But it is on chain. All right, over the past 24 hours, 17,000 Bitcoin in total left exchanges, except Binance, which actually saw an inflow of roughly the same amount, along with Bitfinex. They all saw about over 3,000. And so here is the Bitcoin balance across all exchanges and the steep drop on the 7th. In late October, 50,000 moved onto exchanges in a single day, followed by a steady inflow of Bitcoin into the start of November. Now, this is interesting. The 50,000 moved onto in a single day right before the guy was caught with 50,000 Bitcoin. The 3 billion, it was like 3.4 billion versus 3.1 billion or something. And I don't know. It's just interesting that, you know, I was wondering, was some of that maybe related? Did the guy know authorities were coming, so he moved Bitcoin? Did authorities have it already and didn't announce the arrest, and then they moved it? I don't know. Because think, if you seize Bitcoin from a criminal, you got to get it off that wallet immediately in case someone has the brain password.
Right.
And so I don't know. There's it's interesting to know, is this 2 different amounts of 50,000 Bitcoin? I want to figure that out. Maybe someone in the chat knows, but it's interesting development of that thing, what happened in Gainesville, Georgia.
Yeah.
It's been a crazy week.
It's been a lot going on.
You know, just kind of going over a negative Bitcoin balance. A negative balance on FTX may indicate insolvency issue around Bitcoin holdings on the exchange. And this is essentially what led to the insolvency rumors.
Right.
You know, then he tweeted, you know, they're fine. You shouldn't have any problem withdrawing your functions. And then, of course, this is all, you know, news leading up into what did happen, in which CZ basically bailed out. Here's another article basically just kind of going, they appeared to have stopped processing withdrawals, but of course we all know what it ended up happening there. It's just a lot of
well, and that's the thing we should summarize. That's what's so tough. Like when a lot of this was coming out in real time, you know, either yesterday or last night or this morning, you know, when it came to that Bitcoin wallet, it was like, oh, that's just, we're using a different wallet now to hold our Bitcoin. We're not going negative. It's just, we're not using that one anymore. So we've moved it. That's why this is down 90% or something like that. So, and then same with the withdrawals. Like I said, pause looked like very briefly. But yeah.
Good question from Max. What happens to the FTX arena in Miami? Is it now the Binance arena? Because, you know, he normally CZ, he's like kind of makes fun of people wasting all this money on sponsorship deals and naming rights for stadiums. So
no, there's gonna be a lot of fallout. They're gonna have to. What happens to Solana?
Yeah.
You know, like, you know, obviously Alameda are still involved in a lot of this stuff. They're still an entity. FTX US is still an organization. So they did say this doesn't affect Binance US, FTX US. So I don't know who did that sponsorship deal. Was it FTX US? Was it FTX, you know, parent, you know, that sort of stuff. All of those are not gonna just unwind immediately. I imagine. Like, what are they gonna do with the FTX brand? Are they gonna keep it or are they gonna wipe it out? Like, who knows? You know?
Yeah, these exchanges spending that money on stadiums was foolish. It's, you know, it's kind of hard. It's a risky strategy that's going to take a long time to pay off. They're essentially trying to get the 18 to 49 male American audience that has a lot of disposable income, and so this is more of a, also you see FTX for 5 years and then you're ready to make the leap into crypto.
It also gets corporate America in a lot of major ways too. You know, the business people, you know, a lot of people at suites and games and all that sort of stuff. I think I actually like these sponsorships, and I just personally, I used to work at a company, Lucas Oil, that when they sponsored Lucas Oil Stadium, the NFL deal, it was a big leap for them as their company size, but it had a dramatic impact in their growth and what they were able to do from that sponsorship. So.
People just keep bringing up BNB. Yeah, it did have a fantastic pump. If we look at it, I do have a little. I have a nice story about it. Check your wallets, because BNB was so easy to transact with. You might have some dust. I had 2 wallets with. I was checking while Frank was talking. I had 2 wallets. Equaled out to about $350. One had $60, one had like $300, and it was all from MetaMoney. What was that game called? Bomb Crypto.
Yeah.
I had Bomb Crypto wallets.
Somebody was talking about Bomb Crypto the other day.
Yeah. So hey, that little Bomb. Now I spent more BNB than I made from it, but hey, I found a couple little wallets there. So yeah, and then we roll out here. There's just more and more stories, just kind of leading up to what had happened with FTT. Why is it token crashing? The stablecoin loses parity amid fears of the partial FTT backing. So we're seeing a contagion event. I think there's going to be a lot of that's swept up and under the CZ umbrella. Then I think once it's under that umbrella, I feel like it's shielded. It's the lady with the salt, the Epson. That's a strong umbrella. He's gonna hover. He's gonna protect all his little children. Okay, he's like a little dragon. He's collecting them under his wing here, and so we're all collectively under CZ's wing, and we're just gonna hope he flies straight and true. I think he will. You think so? He's one of the more responsible billionaires in crypto. You never saw him, pull stunts like Mike Novogratz. I never saw a BNB logo tattooed on him. He's always been very well articulated in his tweet threads.
Yeah. He's
So-
very, very, very sharp. I think he'll be. I trust his leadership, and I like the way. I mean, obviously, this is a pretty kind of Game of Thrones kind of play going on here with all this stuff. But
Now,
I'm
if,
for
if
it.
it's Game of Thrones, what character is CZ?
Well, that's a good question.
Is he like a Jon Snow?
Well,
he's like rising
or
from
is
the
he,
bottom.
or is like could be on the other side.
I mean, Sam, I feel like is like a Lannister. Casterly Rock, all
Right.
the gold,
Yeah,
rich parents. Very well educated. So
he could be a Jon Snow, a little maverick, a little outside, unexpected hero maybe.
yeah, or maybe he's like one of the people across the narrow sea. All right, Alameda. We will talk about Alameda here on the radar. A BitDAO community for alleged dump of Bit tokens.
I saw this.
Bybit co-founder BZ stated that while no wrongdoing is confirmed, the BitDAO community would like to see proof of fund from Alameda. The BitDAO community requested information on their holding commitment. On the second, BitDAO swapped 100 million Bit tokens with Alameda in exchange. Oh God.
Yeah.
For 3 million FTT tokens with a public commitment to hold each other's tokens for 3 years. Now, given the certain uncertainties here, the BitDAO community was quick to react to the sudden fall of Bit prices.
Well, and here's something we've been hearing, and this is not isolated. Basically, this is not isolated to BitDAO, where they agree to get listed, and in exchange to get listed, you have to give FTX a lot of your tokens, and they're not supposed to be selling their tokens. They're supposed to be using them for the liquidity needed to, execute trades. Well, then all of a sudden, your token starts trading at a really low price, and you have no idea why, and the tokens you gave Alameda are no longer in their wallet.
Yep.
Looks like they crashed the price and maybe shorted it.
Hey, some randos selling in mass.
Yeah.
You
know
anything?
Nobody has this many tokens except for you guys.
He's
What's
not
going
answering
on?
the phone call here.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's literally. I think it says in there. We're busy, but we'll get into it.
So yeah, you can see here. Obviously, there's dumping action. So they're like, hey, was that you? It's been 3 weeks and you still ain't called me. To narrow down the reasons for the price drop, community requested an allowance for monitoring and verifying their commitment to holding the tokens. They provided proof of honoring their side. Hey, here's our FTT tokens, and the community gave them 24 hours to prove that. Hey, did you sell or not? Ben Z, the co-founder of Bybit, summed up the matter by saying, while nothing is confirmed, they want to confirm proof of funds from Alameda. Standing up, the CEO, Caroline Ellison, confirmed no wrongdoing from their end and promised to share proof. Hey, we're busy at the moment, but that wasn't us. We'll get you proof of funds when things calm down. So, hey, take a chill pill.
Yeah.
Chill out.
In their defense, I guess they were a little busy at the time getting acquired.
I mean, I guess they had a reason. Maybe the phone was ringing a little. Maybe. Hey, Sam, I know you really want to finish this League of LOL. What is League of Legends?
Yeah,
Isn't that his game?
Hey,
Hey, man, I know
don't hate on League. I love League.
you're solo in the mid and your team's kind of like, hey, man, we need to take another Adderall and focus on this, please. FTX, hey, look, it's wrong that so many people are on meth. Can I say it? FTX addressed the concerns raised by investors by highlighting the smooth operation of the matching engine. However, the exchange agreed on delays with Bitcoin withdrawals due to limited node throughput. Yeah, there's only some Lightning Network solves this. Yeah, you can only move so much Bitcoin at a time.
And that, I would say that's just a little icing on the cake with all the rest of the drama going on with FTX. I mean, but that's kind of behind the scene, you got all this stuff going on with FTX, and you've also got, you know, a lot of stuff going on with Alameda behind the scenes, and it's
Yeah.
all
And then that
very
stuff's much more secretive.
yeah, and all that stuff's very closely linked together, and it's hard to kind of decipher where one stops and the other starts. So it's going to get really interesting watching them trying to unwind this.
Now, people are speculating about BNBs. I've seen it a few times. Can BNB pass ETH? I don't think so. You know, just to pull it up one time, if you look at the market cap, ETH is just so far ahead of all its peers. It's actually like closer to Bitcoin than it is its peers are close to it. So BNB is 60 and Ethereum is 190, so over a 3x, whereas Ethereum is barely half of Bitcoin, so it's about a 2x.
I don't know that, I mean, but why couldn't it? I mean, given it a certain amount of time, I mean, it could reasonably catch it. I mean, I'm not saying I expect
Why
it.
couldn't it? I mean, that is a good question. Why couldn't it? I mean, I guess there is no real reason why it can't. I guess it's a little bit of that first mover advantage. Maybe, you know, I feel like the ERC upgrades are kind of, you know, they beat the BSC upgrades, but, you know, that could also just flip on a switch if we get a heavy influx of developers, you know, if they leave the ETH Foundation to work on Binance stuff. I don't know. I think the community might not like the centralization when it comes to CZ coins moving forward. Sure, today is a hero, but if you live long enough, you become the villain. And I think that they will turn on him slowly but surely. Right now, he's the bee's knees. He's the darling of the crypto world. But people don't like centralization. People don't like power. And people, I don't want to say get jealous of his net worth, but, you know, I think maybe there's a little element of that. I'm making a prediction. His favorability ranking will tank after, you know, 18 months, 12 months.
Yeah, that's fair.
I think they'll hate him because he's so powerful.
That's interesting. Oh, in just 12 months, you think, huh? That's pretty quick turn.
Yeah, because
I could see BNB being the kind of game-ish coin of choice. You know, like
it could be the new Solana.
Yeah, it is kind of
basically.
like another high throughput Solana style. It is a little bit more centralized, like you mentioned, but some chains need to be to do different cases. I would say they do have an ecosystem that is quite developed when it, you know, it's definitely not what Ethereum is, but it's more than what Cardano is when it comes to dApps and that sort of thing. Now,
Yeah.
a lot of security issues, a lot of it's definitely still the Wild West on smart, you know, Binance Smart Chain and all that sort of stuff. But like you said, they have a powerful positioning with, you know, stable coin, large exchange, you know, smart contracts. I could see it. It's definitely going to be a player for a long time. I'll say that.
Yeah, and I've said it. I think, you know, one of the smoothest experiences in crypto is interacting with the Binance Smart Chain.
There you go.
It's I like it better.
Just careful
than
on those bridges.
about everything.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, even Cardano, even Solana, you know, even Bitcoin. It's just so smooth. It's fast. It's cheap. Never really had an issue. I've had a lot of issues like Solana games trying to reload, transactions failing, but Binance Smart Chain. I mean, I've moved like those small cap coins, and you know, move a little slippage, and it works fine. Smitey pointed out it looks like Bit is moving it.
Yeah.
So you know,
There was some on-chain stuff from the FTX exchange. Looked like they were selling that BitDAO. You know, so anyway. Like again, where there's smoke, there's fire is all I'm going to say a lot of times.
Yeah. All right. Hey, it is you know, people putting up the scoreboard, BitBoy versus SBF. Man, he picked the wrong week to be in England.
I know he did.
Yeah, he's you know, punching the air right now. You know, while he's on the wrong side of the road. All right, Brazilian Tax Authority, RFB, registers new record of almost 1.5 million Brazilians investing in crypto in September. This might be the one that Berkshire Hathaway has exposure to as well. No, this is the Brazilian Tax Authority. Sorry. Registered a new record in the number of Brazilians that invested in the month of September. That 1.5 million had purchased it during that month. They represented a number corresponding to the investments declared by taxpayers. So this isn't even on-chain data. This is declared by the taxpayers in the country. So what do you think the real number is? 4x, 5x, 10x? Who knows? It represents an increase of almost 10% compared to the number from the previous month. And we keep moving here. Only 424,000 statements were received by the institution. That means the number of investors has more than tripled in a year. Also reported that 1 in 5 transactions were completed by women, a historical first for the country. And Bitcoin is still the currency with the most transactions in the system. That's interesting. Next, USDT, following Bitcoin. And then that's number 2 in... But no, it's actually the largest volume of funds. So the most transactions is on Bitcoin, but the volume is happening with Tether on USDT. And I would predict probably on the Ethereum smart chain. More than 2 million Bitcoin transactions were conducted during the month of September, but USDT moved 7x the amount of funds. More options to take advantage of popularity have emerged, aiming to establish Tether as a viable payments and savings option in the country. This is the case of SmartPay, where it's going to offer USDT services at more than 24,000 ATMs, allowing Brazilians to change into basically the U.S. reserve currency. It's just a digital form. But I think all the washing out of bad actors in the space that has happened in the past 12 months, 8 months, is a huge plus for the Tether Foundation. I think Tether, correct me if I'm wrong, all Chinese commercial paper is off of their order books right now, and then I think they're making a plan to get rid of all commercial paper. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think maybe within a couple years. So I think
right, yeah.
it's a healthy cleaning for that company.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think we've been, like you said, seeing a cleanup across the board, and Tether, which used to be a lot more surrounded with uncertainty, seems to be one of the more certain things in crypto today, compared to what everybody else seemed to think was very certain and trustworthy. But again, goes to show, don't trust. Check, verify, look for yourself.
A viewer brought up a good point. They're actually almost in a civil war in Brazil because of the elections. The sitting president apparently, some exit poll data shows that maybe he shouldn't have won. It looks like he did win. Again, I'm not a political expert of that country for sure, for certain. But what is weird is the media is not reporting on it whatsoever. And my prediction is they definitely don't want to push election fraud stories leading up to our election. They don't want another situation that happened 2 years ago. And so, yeah, our media is just radio silent on it, and for obvious reasons. So hopefully today just goes smooth. That's all I want. I mean, what's wrong with our country? We one person, one vote, doesn't keep electoral college. It's stupid. We shouldn't keep it, but let's just say we keep it. One person, one vote. What's wrong with that? I mean, sure, Wyoming, you have more power than the guy in California. I don't really think that's fair. I don't think it's right. Yeah, guy in North Dakota, your vote is about triple of the person in Texas. Sure, for whatever reason, that just happens to be the case. But can we just have them count? Can we just have them count? Can we not have weird stuff with voting machine? I don't know. Maybe I should.
The more complicated it is, the more room there is for complications.
Yeah. And there's already alarming stuff that I've seen. Of course, I know adversarial countries are loving that people are retweeting and viewing these things. But at the same time, it's good to clean the house. We saw it with crypto. And I think our whole election system should also be revamped from the ground up. Gerrymandering's stupid. I said it. All right. Turkey traded Doge more than the combined volume of Bitcoin and Ethereum. Turkey, what are you doing over there? Soaring inflation, consistent pressure of rising food, fuel, and fertilizer prices have not just put many cost of living, has not put cost of living in many countries unbearable for the president, but also made them look out for opportunities to save their savings from diminishing. And now they just seem to be looking towards Doge. Their inflation broke its 25-year-old record and rose to, look at that percentage right there, folks. Are you seeing this? 85%. Maybe they're the ones that pumped Doge. Due to such enormous inflation and nearly 50% loss in the value, they now seem to resort to crypto. Around 40% of adults either own digital currencies or have been involved in crypto trading in just the past 6 months. The number is expected to reach 60% over the next half year. In the past 30 days, they've traded more Doge than any of the other currencies and more than double of the total volume of Bitcoin and Ethereum. They traded 700 million in Bitcoin, ETH, and Doge, with Doge leading the way with almost $400 million in Doge being traded here. This is the Doge price chart. You can see, the Elon takeover of Twitter. A lot of speculation that Doge will be used in his WhatsApp style rollout of additional features. And then, a little cooling off period for the price there. Turkey people are seeking refuge by investing in crypto. In Turkey, they're not alone. Venezuela and Argentina are also among countries where the trading has spiked due to inflation and their state's rapid fall. The Turkish ruler has advised his nation against crypto trading on multiple occasions. So we have a leader. Their currency falls 80%. And what is he saying? No. You don't want digital currency. You don't want that scam. You don't want that scam. Stay in our currency. That currency's the scam. It's right there in front of you, folks. It's right there. It's happening to our country, just obviously not as bad. But, 8%, 10%, real number, 12%, 14%. That's not good. That isn't good. You literally go to sleep unless you have like assets generating income for you. You go to sleep, you wake up more poor. That's our reality right now. Someone did say, put a little good news about Chainlink. All right, here's for you. Yes, DZ still likes Link. I've been buying Cardano alts lately. Hey, that reminds me, JPEG Junkie, we're giving out Cardano alts for the month of November. All royalties. All right, Chainlink soars over 6% in 24 hours amid the bear market. Here is why. Most of the sector is back in the red, but some are defying the bearish climate, including Link, which is recording advances across multiple charts here. Change in hands at 878, gaining 6.5% in the last 24. Its weekly increase is 13%, as well as its monthly chart, which notched an increase of 16% on the monthly. And with its most recent daily growth, it made it into the top of the 24-hour gainers. We can see here at one point up 13%. Nice little 7-day chart there. A little higher low, and another higher low. Its market cap grew from $4 billion to $4.3 billion, which means about $250 million was poured into it within a single day. Across the week, its market cap rose 13% or $500 million. Chainlink, they do have coins that are released. If I was just to throw a little water on this fire here, they do have a lot of tokens not in circulation, and they do release them. But I think there's going to be a lot of buying pressure from retail leading up to staking. They're going to allow Link staking pretty soon. I don't know the APY, but it's nothing too crazy. Earlier, Santiment stated that Chainlink has soared above 920 for the first time since the 13th, despite very volatile markets, adding this rise has been supported by the largest amount of active Link addresses in 5 weeks, and addresses are longing aggressively. So the whales know something that we don't here. And Michael McKell, is that how you're supposed to say it when you see dots there? Vandepop, he's saying could hit 15 in the coming months, though. So I'm still a long-term buyer. Look, I was buying at like 30 and 40. No, I wasn't buying at 40, but I was definitely buying in the 20s. So I'm definitely buying when I see it under $10. I haven't bought any lately. I've been putting all my money into MinSwap. It's like the new Uniswap for me. So, but I'll DCA in. I'll DCA in again. I've been getting Algorand. AJ won't shut up about it. So, fine, AJ, I'll buy some Algorand. I've been buying Algo lately.
Just quick update. We're now dumping almost all the way. We pumped all the way back up to like 20K. Now we're all the way back down to 19.8, 19.7. Maybe trying to find some support around there. But,
okay, wow, that was quite the dump. Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, if here, let's I know CoinMarketCap's a little bit behind here, but yeah, the hourly not looking super crazy, but yeah, you can see it there. If we go, the 1 hour is not going to look as bad as it will at 40 minutes past the hour. So 15 minutes away from now, those hourlies, just how we saw those crazy double digits in the green, we're probably going to see some double digits in the red. 15 minutes from now, it'll be recording from the peak. It's going to be looking real bad. All right, Wintermute incubated DeFi aggregator Bebop expands to the chain that's just on fire right now, Polygon. It's a DeFi aggregator set to launch on Polygon Network. Bebop, they got about 30,000 member strong base token trading platform there. Okay, so maybe another little thing here. Okay, all right, yeah, a little promotional thing there. All right, I'll maybe check that out. So more DeFi going into Polygon. That's going to be a good thing. I think we got some other stuff here from Asia as well. Yeah, GameFi project Oasis aims to grow blockchain gaming in Japan through YGG partnership here. They want to leverage its stance as Japan-based project to offer resources to foreign developers to assess this significant gaming market. They're going to partner with YGG, this is a gaming guild, and allow products to build using their services to enjoy marketing, promotional help to improve the products in Japan here. The founder reinforced the importance of Japan as a future of blockchain gaming. It's the 3rd largest gaming network in the world. Correct me if I'm wrong. Is it U.S., Korea, Japan?
That sounds right. For gaming markets.
Yeah.
I think that's right. Let me double check on that.
Could be maybe U.S., Japan. I mean, U.S., China, Japan. So yeah, no, they love their gaming over there in Asia. And,
okay, yeah. China 1, United States 2, Japan 3, South Korea 4.
Now,
actually.
I know China has about 4 or 5x our population, but I just would assume they wouldn't allow their children to even equal 20% of our gaming time.
Well, that's all by revenue, and actually the adult population in China, very heavy game players, so it's not as much children-based as it is here in the U.S. Pretty much everybody in China plays video games for the most part. Yes, we saw. Thanks for that super chat. We did see CZ might buy FTX. We talked
Yeah,
about
yeah,
that on the top of the show.
we led with the tweets.
Yeah.
All right.
And actually, if you guys want to stick around after this, we're going to be talking a lot more about that in depth on Blockchain Basement after the show. We'll be starting that around 1:15 if you guys stick around.
Yeah. All right. Back to Asia. Bank of Korea developed CBDC cross-border remittances solution. Sorry, people who, yeah, I don't know. I wonder if this affects what Ripple's doing over there. They have been exploring the issuances, U.S., U.K., EU, and China. Obviously, you know, they already had several trials, including the Olympics. Was it a while ago at this point? Began a CBDC trial in 21, completed 2 phases by January 22. In October, South Korean government announced plans to offer citizens with a smartphone blockchain secured digital identity in a wish to boost economic growth. To identify themselves, they're currently relying on resident registration cards with a proposal to embed those IDs with an app into mobile devices. So digital IDs possibly launching in 2024. And looks like they have about 45 million citizens in that country. So
no thanks.
Yeah, I mean, we're heading towards that. And that's why I like our country. It's a republic. You know, we got basically 50 countries trying to run our country. I'm not a huge fan of a national ID system, but, you know, we'll see. I think we're trending that direction as everything becomes digital. You know, we're kind of operating off systems that were in place when everything was done with paper. You know, you go to your local DMV and they're like sifting through file cabinets to find, you know, records that are 5 years old. Everything's digital. I mean, maybe it's good to push it back as far as possible, but, you know, just be careful to keep poking the beast. They, you know, they might bite us. And then next thing you know, they maybe try to take it too far. So we'll see. We'll see. All right. Moving on here. I think it's time for a little XRP news here. Of course, we're going to talk about the library judgment. Here is why the library judgment possibly has no bearing on the Ripple versus SEC. A lot of people are saying, you know, is this bad for SEC? Is this bad for XRP? Is this bad? Let's see what they say. As revealed yesterday, SEC found that they offered the LBC token as an unregistered security and that fair notice defense does not apply, which is the same avenue that Ripple is pursuing. The court concluded no reasonable trier of fact could reject the contention that they offered it as a security. And basically they don't have a defense to say that they didn't lack the fair notice there. They fought a good fight, but lost on the summary judgment. The judge hung his hat largely on the fact that there's essentially no use for the tokens at the time of the sales. I would expect this case to make its way to the SEC's final brief in the Ripple case. He's saying the ruling did not shake his confidence at all when it comes to the XRP case, since the ruling read like the SEC wrote it. The decision marks a victory for the SEC. The agency will now try to rub Judge Torres's nose in the ruling, which is why it poses somewhat of a threat. However, he clarified, don't get me wrong, it's a crappy ruling. I'm sure they will make a huge deal to the judge about it. And Gary Gensler might act as if the Supreme Court just handed down a ruling, but we know better. He believes that Ripple still has a better than 50-50 chance to win its case, and not just because of what they did or didn't do, but how the SEC prosecuted the case. So it might all hinge on how they prosecuted. So, you know, I go back to O.J. Simpson here. It matters how you receive evidence. It matters how you start a case. It matters how you bring charges. Miranda rights comes to mind. The bloody glove comes to mind. So they might have a, open and shut case, but if they did it the wrong way, that is bullish for XRP. Do we want to win on a technicality? We just want to win. Alpha Network, good morning. I have no opinion on Dodo.
But he's asking, do you think decentralized exchanges will be the future with all this, what's going on with centralized exchanges? Maybe the very, very distant future. I do think it will develop, but not right now. What do you think is going to happen with FTX/Voyager deal? Francisco Bravo, stick around for the after show. We will talk about that. Twitch, it's pinned in the chat on Blockchain Basement, because there is a lot of stuff wrapped up in this FTX Binance merger, acquisition, whatever you want to call it. So
okay,
that may or may not happen, by the way, guys.
All right, just final quick hit here. A lot of people were asking about this in the chat. SEC issues subpoena to influencers promoting Hex, Pulse Chain, and Pulse X. We haven't highlighted it, but guys, it's happening. This came from Eric Wall. Hexagon influencers are getting subpoenaed by the SEC over Hex, Pulse Chain, and Pulse X. The Hex information channel are filled with information on how to shred your digital evidence. And then this was from Richard Hart. Do you accept the good advice you're given? You think you do, but do you really? Are you using secret chats with self-destruct timers, or are you a slow learner? Is it hard for you to click buttons? And so then it appears, in his, typical mercurial manner, saying, maybe use secret chats with self-destruct timers. I can count on 0 fingers the amount of times I've done that. What about you?
Yeah, it's talking about Telegram messages. That's what he's talking about. They're using specific, and that's kind of the advice apparently that's been going around. So, yeah, it's.
I mean,
interesting.
but people that supposedly know Telegram's been compromised, WhatsApp's compromised, like all that's compromised. Apparently, I don't know. I mean, now can they use those compromised messages in a regular court case? Yeah, probably not. But can they do it in like the secret tribunals where they just like lock you away and you hear nothing? Yeah, they can, and they've done it. So
All right, so after
we'll
with some fireworks today, we got Crow says 9,600 is the bottom regardless. Agreed, disagreed, loosely. You think we still see that number 9,600?
I don't think we go below 10 personally.
Okay, well that's pretty close. Yeah. Okay.
I'm I'm still stuck with the 11 to 13. I'm kind of like below 50% though that we go that low. I don't know. We'll see. But hey, ask us these questions in what about not that long ago on Twitch, and you can hang out in the basement with us. I'm gonna go eat a quick bite, and I'll see you there.
All right,
All right.
sounds good. Thanks, Easy.
Pluto's a planet.